is a list of random confessions. These are things that I probably shouldn't tell the internet, but they've been weighing like deep and heavy on my mind, so I'm going to. When my ex-boyfriend first cheated on me, for a slight fucking moment, I was like, I can make it work. Bitches, you've done it too, don't fucking lie, but you wanna know what I did to justify it? I was like, well, Beyonce's been cheated on. Like, what the fuck was I on? I was in my dumb bitch era, we know this. Going off of that one, I would personally never fuck Jay-Z. It's not like I've ever had the opportunity or will. Like, I think about Beyonce being cheated on and I'm like, who the fuck fucks Jay-Z? Like, who does that? Like, me personally, I'd never fuck Jay-Z, and I think you're weird if you would. The last 2 men that I have made out with have tongued me down. Not in a hot or an attractive way whatsoever, like shoved their tongue down my throat. I have not even told my friends this yet. For a moment, I was like, is this a new thing men are doing? And like, I just so far out of the game. I mean, like, tongue in the back of my throat. It's not hot. It's not cute. It's creepy. I genuinely could not breathe. Who is out here telling these men that's okay? And why are you lying to them? One of my best friends and I were on walk the other day, and she was telling me about her like fucking breakup or something. I started taking photos of myself. No, like, it was really weird. I just started opening Snapchat and taking selfies, and she was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't even know why I did that. Like, that just felt like a muscle memory type of thing. I have no idea where that came from. Make matters worse, I then said, hey, get in it. And then we took a photo together after she was like about to cry. No, she wasn't that sad about the breakup, honestly, but we were just talking about it. I'm like, get in the photo. The fuck, Libby? Going off of the picture thing, I've had several guys be like, oh, there was this one photo on your Instagram that was just made me like, wow, like, damn. Without hesitation, I'm like, show me it right now. Like, which one was it? Which one was it? Show me it right now. And then I make these men pull up a photo of me and I go, oh my, I love that one too. That's so fucking embarrassing to admit. That is literally criminally embarrassing. This is Honest Hour and I'm the host, so whatever. If I'm on the phone with my mom and I don't like something she's saying, I go, oh, gotta go, Sissy's calling me. If I'm on the phone with Sissy and I don't like something Sissy's saying, I go, gotta go, mom's calling me. I definitely started a 2.5-year relationship because my ex was tall. That was seriously the only thing that I really liked about him. Really had nothing else going for him besides the fact that he was 6'4", 6'5" on a good day.
I had a scary encounter with a creepy man in a poncho. This happened to me and my mom a few months back in October. It happened in a very rural part of New Hampshire, like a side road on a side road type of neighborhood. It was pouring out, and it had been raining for pretty much the whole day. My mom had just gotten back from down the street in my sister's car, and I was on the couch in the living room when suddenly I heard the doorbell ring. Our front door has a big glass pane in the front, so we can look out from the inside, and someone can look in from the outside. Through this window pane, I see a man. I didn't get a great look at him, as I didn't have my long-distance glasses on. The man noticed that I had seen him and waved as if trying to be friendly. For the rest of this post, I'll refer to him as Poncho Man. I got up and thought about opening the front door for Poncho Man, but relented. As I couldn't properly see who it was, I didn't want to let a stranger into the house. Instead, I went down the hall to my parents' bedroom where my mom was getting ready for work. She asked what was up, and I explained to her that a man in a poncho was outside our door and wanted to talk to us. She went white as a ghost. Immediately, she stopped getting ready, closed and locked the bedroom door, and started checking the windows to make sure that they were locked. I asked her what was going on. My mom explained that as she was driving home, she had seen the Poncho Man. He had been standing motionless on the side of the main street. As soon as my mom turned down our road, he started to walk, presumably to follow her. She said the encounter was weird, but thought nothing more of it. Why would someone be out in the pouring rain down a back road in the afternoon? It was like he was waiting for something. I started to panic as well. My mom called my aunt, the two are like best friends, and asked what she should do. My aunt told her to call the police immediately, and so we did. We proceeded to pace around the bedroom, frantically looking out the window to see if we could see the Poncho Man. From where the bedroom was angled, it was impossible to look at the front porch and see if he was still there, but we were desperate for anything. In what felt like hours, we finally saw the police cap pull up. We carefully unlocked the door and went down to let the officer in. We explained what we saw, and he agreed to do a scan around the neighborhood. As he left, I noticed there was something on the doorknob. I took it off, and it was a political ad for a candidate that was running for office. It's possible Poncho Man was just campaigning for the candidate, but why are there a lot of holes in that story? It was pouring out, so why do you go door to door? And why would you go that route in such a rural neighborhood? The houses are so far apart, you'd barely make a dent on foot. The time doesn't make sense either. Sure, my mom and I were at home, but it was about 4 in the afternoon. Most people would still be at work, and you'd probably get no response from knocking anyway. Eventually, the officer returned. He had found the guy down the road and had questioned him. Poncho Man was able to ID himself, and he claimed that he was a political campaigner and was just knocking on doors for that reason. When probed further, conveniently enough, Poncho Man could not provide any other door signs, as the one he had left on our house was the last one. That makes the campaign story even more absurd. Our house is in the middle of the street. It's not like we were the last by any means, so why wouldn't you bring enough for the whole street? Even the officer pointed this out to us and said that it was unusual behavior. Although the officer was suspicious of him, there wasn't anything he could do about it, as there was no way to prove intent. He told us to be alert and do not hesitate to call if Poncho Man returns. Fast forward a few weeks, and I start noticing that a police car seems to be permanently stationed down the road from us, about a 3-minute drive. I got curious and asked my mom about it, and she said that there were multiple break-ins into the houses down the road, and the police were doing a sort of sting operation. The Poncho Man encounter and break-ins may be unrelated, but considering how Poncho Man acted, I have a sinking feeling that they are connected. Thankfully, for the past few months, we haven't heard and seen nothing of Poncho Man. We got a new doorbell system with a camera, and the police left the area when they were doing the sting. I hope that this whole situation is over and done with, and I never have to meet Poncho Man again.
Story time on how I caught my dad watching my OnlyFans. Okay, so boom, let's jump right into it. So I'm 18 years old and I just made an OnlyFans. I have a 23-year-old friend who's making so much money, so I decided that I wanted to make that money too. $3,000 a month sounds amazing. Anyways, I did tell my parents and my mom was super against it, but my dad didn't care. I'm 18 and I'm grown, so I decided to make my own decision and I made one. I've been doing it for 6 months now and I've been making pretty good money like my friend. I'm currently still living with my parents, so I'm able to save a lot. One day after coming home from dinner with my friend, I was home and I got bored because I was home alone. I decided that I was going to take my dad's laptop and watch some YouTube. He doesn't know I know the password, but I figured it out like a year ago. To my surprise, when I opened the laptop and put in the password, I was right there naked. Literally my OnlyFans front and center on my dad's laptop. And I went to his history, so I seen that he's been on my OnlyFans a lot. My dad literally has been watching my OnlyFans. I quickly closed the laptop and ran back to my room, and now I don't know what to do. Should I tell my mom? Should I say anything, or should I keep it to myself? I don't know. What should I do?
How do I make my girlfriend feel comfortable with the friendship group containing my ex? I, 34 male, met my girlfriend, 30 female, 8 months ago on a dating app, and we've been official for about 4 months. I dated my most recent ex, 28 female, for 2 years. We were very close friends before getting together and share much of the same friends. This made the breakup, which took place about 15 months ago, incredibly difficult. We initially attended social events separately, and then after a while started hanging out together with our friends. It's taken a lot of work to get to this point, and I'm proud we've been able to do this. This has made for a very tricky situation with my girlfriend. I introduced her to some of my friends, but inevitably, she was eventually at an event with my ex. They met a few weeks ago, and since then, my girlfriend has been really anxious. She knows that me and my ex see each other socially and get on. I've done everything I can to be understanding, to reassure her, but she's got it into her head that I'm going to leave her for my ex. She said that because we are friendly towards each other, she's worried I'm not over her. Since then, every time I've seen my girlfriend, she's been getting worse. I'd say she's having spiraling thoughts and bad anxiety. She won't really talk about it in person and seems to shut down. Then we end up talking about it over text, which I don't like. She's worried about me hanging out with my friends because my ex might be there. This is a red line for me. I can't abandon my social life. I'm at a loss about what to do. I really like this girl and I can see it going somewhere. However, I can't be going through this every week. And I'm also worried that if I was to date someone else in the future, the presence of my ex might be a problem.
My parents both died in a car accident last year, and I and my sister, 12 female, Laura, are still learning to come to terms with it. I don't know how Laura got this impression, but to make a long story short, she was somehow led to believe that I was going to move to America and leave her alone. For the past several weeks, she has been extra nice to me in an attempt to get me to stay. She's been cleaning our room for me, doing the dishes, etc. At first I was confused, but then I guess I became comfortable with her doing work for me, lol. Anyway, I played along with the entire thing and told my sister that yep, pretty soon, she would have to fend for herself. Eventually, Laura could not take it anymore and she broke down crying one night and begged me not to leave her. It was in equal parts heartbreaking and adorable, so I started smiling and I gently told her that I lied to her, although I didn't tell her in a nasty way. and that I'm going nowhere. I intended it to be lighthearted fun, but Laura stared at me for several seconds and then started pouting and said things like, "How could you?" My friend Dee is getting married and she's chosen outfits for the bridesmaids. It's all matching and also goes with her wedding outfit. I'm not a huge fan of this outfit. I told Dee I think the fit is going to be weird on me and I'd like to wear something else. It's still cultural, not a Western dress, and it'll still go with her wedding dress. And I'd pay for the new outfit myself. Dee refused because she wants the outfits to be modest. I replied that there isn't anything that immodest about the outfit I chose, and I respect her religious beliefs and she wants to be more modest, but I'm not part of this religion myself. She still insisted no, even when I tried to compromise, and I said she was acting like a bridezilla, and if that's the case, I might be backing out as a bridesmaid. Her response was, "Okay, sure," but she was really snarky and got pissed.